Welcome to Stairway to English. Today, you'll listen and read a short English story about digital overload, how too much screen time affects our minds and lives. Stay focused, listen carefully, and repeat after me to improve your English listening and reading skills. If you enjoy this content, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's begin. Episode 1. Living in a digital world. We live in a world full of screens. From the moment we wake up until we go to sleep, our eyes are focused on phones, computers, or televisions. For many people, the first thing they do in the morning is to check their phone. Notifications, messages, and social media updates call for our attention. Technology makes life easier, but at the same time, it takes more and more of our time every day. Our digital world connects us to people across the planet. We can talk to friends, learn new things, or watch entertainment whenever we want. It feels like a great gift. However, this convenience also creates a problem that many of us don't notice: digital overload. Digital overload happens when we spend too much time on screens and start losing balance in our lives. Think about how often you look at your phone during a day. Maybe it's while eating, walking, or even before sleeping. We scroll through endless posts, watch short videos, and reply to messages. Sometimes we do it without even thinking. It becomes a habit, a constant loop of checking and scrolling. Our brains begin to depend on the small hits of happiness that come from likes, comments, or new information. This is how digital addiction starts. Technology was designed to help us, but today it often controls us. Studies show that people spend more than 6 hours a day on screens, excluding work or study time. Children and teenagers are even more exposed. Many young people find it difficult to stay away from their phones, even for a few minutes. This continuous connection affects our focus, sleep, and relationships. When we constantly use screens, our attention span becomes shorter. It becomes harder to concentrate on one thing for a long time. For example, reading a book or studying can feel boring compared to fast-moving videos or bright social media content. The brain starts expecting constant stimulation, and quiet moments begin to feel uncomfortable. That's why many people open their phones every few minutes. Silence feels strange. Excessive screen time also affects our emotions. After spending hours on social media, many people feel tired, anxious, or lonely. We compare our lives with others who seem happier, richer, or more successful. But most of what we see online is not real life. It's a carefully chosen version of it. This comparison makes us feel less satisfied with our own lives. Sleep problems are another big issue. The blue light from screens tells our brains to stay awake. When we use our phones before bed, it becomes harder to fall asleep. Even after we finally sleep, the quality of our rest is lower. Over time, this can lead to fatigue, stress, and poor mental health. But technology itself is not the enemy. The problem is how we use it. Balance is the key. When we learn to control our screen time, we can enjoy the benefits of technology without becoming its prisoner. We can use it for learning, communication, and creativity, instead of wasting time in endless digital noise. Imagine a day when you wake up and don't touch your phone for the first hour. You take a walk, enjoy the sounds of nature, or talk with someone face to face. You feel calmer and more focused. That is the power of taking control back from digital overload. In the next episode, we will explore how screens affect our brain chemistry and why it becomes so hard to stop scrolling, even when we want to. Understanding what happens inside our minds is the first step toward freedom in a digital world. Episode 2: How Screens Rewire Your Brain. Every time you pick up your phone, open a social media app, or watch a new video, something happens inside your brain. A small chemical called dopamine is released. Dopamine is known as the feel-good chemical. It gives you a quick feeling of pleasure and happiness. When you get a new message, like or comment, your brain rewards you with a little dose of dopamine. It feels exciting, doesn't it? This is how technology keeps you coming back for more. Every scroll, every notification, and every ding sound is designed to grab your attention. The more you respond to it, the stronger the habit becomes. Over time, your brain learns to expect those small hits of pleasure again and again. This is not very different from how addictions work, like sugar, gambling, or even smoking. The brain starts to crave more. Our digital habits are carefully shaped by design. Social media companies and app developers study human psychology. They know what colors, sounds, and messages make people stay longer. Have you noticed how notifications are often red? That's not random. Red is a color that signals importance and urgency. It makes you want to check your phone immediately. When this happens over and over again, the brain's reward system changes. It becomes more focused on quick pleasure rather than long-term satisfaction. For example, studying or reading may feel slow and boring because it doesn't give you instant rewards. Your mind says, why focus for 30 minutes when I can feel happy in 3 seconds by watching a funny video? This is how attention spans shrink in the digital age. Studies show that people now find it hard to focus on one task for more than a few minutes. Many students check their phones while studying, watching a movie, or even talking to someone. It's not just about distraction, it's about how our brains are being trained to seek constant excitement. When there's no stimulation, boredom quickly appears. Another important change happens in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that controls decision-making and self-control. With too much screen time, this area becomes less active. It becomes harder to resist checking your phone, even when you know you shouldn't. Have you ever told yourself, just one more video, but ended up scrolling for an hour? That's not just a lack of willpower, it's your brain chemistry at work. Screen use also affects our emotions. The more we scroll, the more we compare. The brain begins to link happiness to online approval, likes, followers, or views. When we don't get them, we feel unimportant or left out. That's why social media can make people feel anxious or lonely, even though it connects them to millions of others. What's more, the constant stream of information overloads our brains. Humans are not designed to process thousands of images, messages, and stories in one day. This overstimulation can lead to mental fatigue. You might feel tired even if you haven't done any physical work. Your brain simply gets exhausted from processing too much digital noise. The good news is that your brain is flexible. It can change and heal. Just like bad habits can shape your brain, healthy habits can rewire it again. By practicing digital mindfulness, you can train your brain to slow down and focus better. Try setting small limits. For example, put your phone away during meals or turn off notifications for an hour every day. These small breaks help your brain rest and reset. Some people practice dopamine detox. This means taking a break from all quick pleasures. No social media, no YouTube, no games, just simple, quiet activities like reading, walking, or journaling. After a few days, your brain becomes calmer and more focused. You start finding joy in simple things again. In the next episode, we'll explore how digital overload changes your emotions, relationships, and real-life connections. You'll see how screen time can build or break human bonds and what you can do to protect your emotional health in a digital world. Episode 3: Emotional Disconnection in a Digital World. When we think of technology, we often imagine connection, people talking, sharing, and meeting online. But the truth is more complicated. While we are more connected than ever before, many people feel more lonely than ever before. This is one of the hidden costs of digital overload. Let's imagine a simple scene: a group of friends sitting together in a cafe. Instead of talking, each person is looking at their phone. They laugh at videos, send messages, and post pictures, but not to each other. Their physical bodies are close, but their minds are far away. They are not really present. This is what digital disconnection looks like. Social media gives us the illusion of friendship and communication. You can have 500 friends online, but still feel like no one really knows you. When you post something and no one reacts, it feels like rejection. When someone else's life looks perfect on Instagram, you start to compare. You might think, they are happier than me, or I'm not good enough. This silent comparison slowly eats away at your self-esteem. Our emotional health depends on real human interaction, eye contact, tone of voice, touch, and shared experiences. These things cannot be replaced by likes, emojis, or video calls. A message on your screen cannot give you the warmth of a real hug. Over time, your brain starts to accept online communication as normal, but your heart still misses real connection. Too much screen time also reduces empathy, the ability to understand and feel what others feel. When we communicate through screens, we often see only words, not emotions. We might forget that there's a real person behind those words. For example, it's easier to be rude or angry online because we don't see the pain we cause. The more time we spend in digital spaces, the harder it becomes to feel empathy in real life. This emotional disconnection affects families too. Parents and children often sit in the same room, each on a separate device. Parents check their phones while their children play. Children learn from what they see. If they see their parents always online, they do the same. Soon, real conversations disappear. Instead of talking about feelings, everyone hides behind screens. Relationships also suffer. Couples argue about attention. You're always on your phone. Friends drift apart because no one has time to meet. Birthdays are celebrated with quick messages instead of real visits. The meaning of togetherness becomes weaker and weaker. Digital overload also increases emotional burnout. Constant exposure to news, opinions, and problems online fills your mind with stress. You read about wars, disasters, and negativity every day. Even if these events are far away, your brain reacts as if they're happening around you. This continuous emotional noise can lead to sadness, anxiety, or even depression. Another big problem is comparison fatigue. Social media shows the best moments of other people's lives, vacations, success, love, beauty. But these are highlights, not reality. Still, the human brain doesn't separate that. It believes what it sees. You may feel that everyone else is moving forward while you're stuck. This thought is powerful and dangerous because it kills motivation and peace. To rebuild emotional balance, you must reconnect with the real world. Start small. Put your phone away when talking to someone. Look people in the eyes when they speak. Listen with attention. Try spending one evening a week without any screens. Go outside, walk, talk, or just sit quietly. You'll be surprised how refreshing real silence feels. You can also strengthen empathy through practice. When you talk online, imagine the person's face and emotions. Write kindly. Avoid reacting quickly to anger or hate. Digital empathy can make the internet a better place. Remember, emotions are like muscles. If you don't use them, they become weak. The more you practice real connection, the stronger your emotional intelligence becomes. In the next episode, we'll talk about how to take control of your digital habits, set healthy boundaries, and design a lifestyle that keeps your mind clear, your heart connected, and your focus alive. Episode 4: Taking Control of Your Digital Habits. It's easy to blame technology for our problems, but the truth is, phones, social media, and apps are not evil. They are tools. The real challenge is how we use them. In this episode, we'll explore how to take back control from screens and build healthier digital habits. The first step is awareness. Many people don't realize how much time they spend online. You may think you only check your phone for a few minutes, but those minutes quickly add up. Try this simple exercise. At the end of the day, look at your phone's screen time report. You might be shocked. Some people spend more than 6 or 7 hours a day on their phones without noticing. That's a third of your waking day gone. Once you are aware, you can start setting limits. Technology itself can help you. Many smartphones have built-in tools that track your screen time and allow you to set daily limits for apps. Use them. For example, you can allow yourself 30 minutes of social media per day. When the time is over, put your phone down. At first, it may feel strange, but soon your brain will adapt. Next, learn to create digital spaces with purpose. Not every online activity is bad. Watching educational videos, listening to language podcasts, or connecting with supportive communities can be positive uses of technology. The key is intention. Ask yourself before opening an app, why am I doing this? If the answer is, I don't know, or I'm just bored, it's time to stop. A good technique is digital detox. It doesn't mean you must throw your phone away. It means taking small breaks from screens. Start with 1 hour a day when you don't use any digital device. During that time, do something physical. Stretch, walk, cook, or talk to someone face to face. After a few days, increase your digital free time. You'll notice more focus, better mood, and deeper sleep. Another helpful idea is to rearrange your environment. Make it harder to use your phone mindlessly. For example, don't keep your phone beside your bed. Charge it in another room at night. Don't bring your phone to the dining table. When you study or work, keep it far from your hands. Small environmental changes can have big psychological effects. You can also replace digital habits with real ones. If you often scroll through social media in the morning, replace it with reading a few pages of a book. If you check notifications before bed, try meditation or deep breathing instead. These new habits will slowly reprogram your brain to find peace without screens. One of the strongest triggers for digital addiction is notification pressure. Every sound, vibration, and red icon steals your attention. Turn off non-essential notifications. You don't need to know immediately when someone likes your photo or when an app updates. Decide when you will check messages, instead of letting your phone decide for you. Another step is to connect online with purpose. If you like social media, use it to learn, share knowledge, or support others. Avoid endless scrolling or negative comment sections. You are responsible for what kind of content you consume. Follow pages that inspire growth, creativity, or kindness. Unfollow anything that makes you anxious or angry. Also, set tech-free zones in your life. These are moments or places where technology is not allowed, like family dinners, nature walks, or bedtime. This helps your mind rest and allows space for real-world experiences. You should also pay attention to your body's signals. When you stare at a screen too long, your eyes get dry, your neck hurts, and your posture weakens. These are warning signs. Stretch your body often. Look away from the screen every 20 minutes. Move around every hour. Your body and mind are connected. Caring for one helps the other. Most importantly, remember that control is not about perfection. You don't need to eliminate all digital activity. The goal is balance. Technology should serve you, not rule you. You can still use your phone, watch videos, and chat with friends. Just do it consciously. When you take charge of your habits, you'll notice more peace, focus, and confidence. You'll have time for things that truly matter: learning, family, creativity, and rest. Your brain will thank you, and your emotions will stabilize. In the next episode, we'll explore how to build a balanced digital life, where technology becomes your servant, not your master. A life filled with focus, connection, and calm. Episode 5. Building a Balanced Digital Life. You've now learned how screen time affects your body, mind, and relationships. You've also seen how small changes, like taking breaks or turning off notifications, can make a big difference. But to live truly well in a digital world, you must go one step further. You must create a balanced relationship with technology, one that supports your goals and happiness instead of controlling them. Balance doesn't mean rejecting technology. It means using it with purpose. Your phone, computer, and apps are amazing tools. They can help you learn, create, and connect. But when you use them without intention, they start to use you. The goal is to stay in control, to be the master, not the follower. Let's start with awareness and self-discipline. Every time you pick up your phone, pause for 2 seconds and ask, "Why am I doing this?" If your answer is to check something useful, continue. If your answer is, "I don't know," or "I'm bored," put it down. This tiny moment of awareness will help you break automatic habits. Over time, your brain learns that you are in charge, not your impulses. Then, create clear boundaries. Decide when and where you'll use digital devices. For example, you might set rules like no phones during meals, no screens in the bedroom, 1 hour is social media per day. When you give your mind limits, it feels more free, not less. You'll start noticing silence again. You'll enjoy small things, the sound of birds, your morning coffee, or a quiet conversation. These simple moments are what make life real. Another step to balance is digital mindfulness. Be mindful of what kind of content you consume. If what you watch, read, or listen to makes you angry, anxious, or tired, it's not helping you. Choose media that teaches, inspires, or relaxes you. Follow people who spread positive energy. Watch videos that feed your mind, not drain it. The internet is huge. Fill your part of it with light, not noise. You should also learn to replace digital pleasure with real pleasure. When you're stressed, don't escape into endless scrolling. Go for a walk, call a friend, paint, cook, or play an instrument. When your happiness comes from real-life activities, digital distractions lose their power. Your brain begins to crave meaning instead of quick rewards. Remember that balance includes human connection. Technology often makes people feel connected, but in truth, it can create loneliness. Real connection comes from eye contact, voice, laughter, and touch. Make time to meet people in person. Listen to them. Share your thoughts. Relationships are like muscles. They grow stronger only when used. Sleep is another important part of balance. Blue light from screens tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. This makes it harder to fall asleep. Try a digital sunset. Stop using screens at least 1 hour before bed. Instead, stretch, read, or write in a journal. Your mind will rest more deeply, and you'll wake up calmer and more focused. When you build a balanced digital life, you'll notice a deep sense of freedom. You'll think more clearly. You'll focus better. You'll enjoy being alone because silence won't scare you anymore. You'll also feel more alive because you'll be living consciously, not automatically. The truth is, technology is not the enemy. The real battle is within us, between awareness and impulse, control and addiction, creation and consumption. Once you choose awareness, technology becomes your ally, not your cage. Let's imagine your day in balance. You wake up and stretch instead of checking your phone. You walk outside and breathe fresh air. You use your phone later to learn something new, not to escape boredom. You finish work on time and spend the evening with loved ones, laughing and talking. You go to bed without blue light, your mind calm and ready for real rest. That's balance. Simple, peaceful, powerful. In the end, digital balance isn't about time. It's about attention. Your attention is your most valuable resource. What you give it to becomes your life. Choose carefully where it goes. Don't let algorithms decide for you. You are stronger than the screen. So, take a deep breath, look up, and smile. The world beyond the screen is waiting for you, full of sounds, faces, stories, and light. Use technology wisely, but never forget to live outside of it. Because when you master your digital life, you don't lose connection. You find it. And in that connection, you rediscover yourself.